Hello everyone! Today we're going to make a very delicious and delicate cake called Milk Girl with raspberries. There are several versions of this cake recipe on my channel. With raspberries, it's very beautiful, tasty and summery. So let's prepare the batter for the cake layers. It's very easy to make. I'm going to make a small cake. If you want to make a large cake for a big group, just double the recipe. So we beat 1 egg. Instead of sugar, we're using sweetened condensed milk for the cake. Add it to the beaten egg. Be sure to add some salt. I add about 1/4 teaspoon, like this. And now the butter, before I forget, it should be soft. I left it out on the kitchen table for a few hours, so it should be as soft as cream. Add it in here and beat everything together. Mix the baking powder with the flour. Now add the eggs with the condensed milk that we beat earlier. Mix everything well. The dough turns out very light, not dense at all. Today I'm going to make a small cake. I have this small plate that I use to measure my cake layers. It's 17 centimeters in diameter. You can use 16 or 18 centimeters. That will work just fine. So what do I do next? I'm going to bake 4 cake layers. I took some parchment paper, traced it on my plate. And I'm going to bake the layers like this. I'll spread the butter with a spoon and then bake it. If you want a bigger cake, just double everything and bake 8 layers, or 12, or 10, however many you want. So using a spoon, I roughly divide the butter into 4 parts by eye. With a tablespoon, like this you see, we carefully smooth it out so that the layers come out perfectly even. Using a tablespoon, we gently spread the butter out to the very edges, just like this. Don't worry at all if it looks a little thin. They turn out really well, rise quite nicely, and have a lovely rich caramel flavor and a beautiful color. Like this, I quickly spread them with a spoon, and the oven should already be preheated to a precise 180 degrees Celsius. I usually preheat it for about 20 minutes. That's enough time for it to get hot. The cake layers bake in just about 5 minutes each, so don't miss the timing. While I'm spreading the next ones, the first ones will already be done baking. Now let's talk about the cake layers. I pipe out 5 cake layers. I have this plate. It's 17 centimeters in diameter. If the diameter is larger, you just end up with a couple of thick cake layers. So choose a small one. If you want a bigger cake both in volume, height, and with more layers, say 8 or 10, and the diameter of 22 or 24 centimeters, use a larger batch. For example, double 1.5 times or triple the recipe, and you have a huge festive cake. The cake layers bake very quickly in a preheated oven, so be sure to watch them literally up to 5 minutes, then take them out. Just a few minutes and the layers are done. And the next ones? Now for the cream. For the cream, I'll need heavy cream with 33% fat. Ideally, of course, use them cold so they whip up better. Add a bit of vanilla. Here a pinch of vanillin is fine and start whipping. At first, whip the cream by itself. When the cream starts to thicken, what do? I carefully add a generous amount of fine white powdered sugar and a full overflowing tablespoon of rich, sweet condensed milk. Just like that. Whip for half a minute. I'm going to add mascarpone to the cream, but you can use any cream cheese, any kind. If you don't know where to buy it, you can make it from sour cream using my recipe for homemade Philadelphia. You can use that for this recipe as well. So add the cheese to the cream and mix everything together. This is the kind of awesome cream you get, very, very tasty. Wait until the cake layers have cooled, and only when they are completely cold should you assemble the cake, otherwise the cream will run. I'm going to assemble it in a spring foam ring, lining the sides with parchment paper, and then I'll start. Now look, for the base bead away, I'll be assembling it on a regular plate. Just like this, a little cream on the bottom. First of all, so it doesn't slide around and also gets soaked from that side. Place the first cake layer here, and I take the spring foam ring and parchment around the edges. So I tighten it like this, and now we spread the cream. Divide the cream into several portions so there's enough to spread between the layers. The cake layers absorb the cream very well. I spread it like this, carefully leaving a little space so there's a noticeable gap between the mold and the cake itself, ensuring that there's a bit of delicious cream along the sides of the cake too. Now take fresh raspberries without any excess liquid and gently lay them out like this, creating a beautiful and flavorful layer. I just scatter the raspberries themselves. You can do this with any other berry, with any kind of currant. It turns out very tasty. You can also add soft fruits, such as apricots or peaches, but they need to be really soft. Again, my raspberries are frozen, I thawed them in advance, and I'm using them like this. By the way, you can decorate with fresh ones. So we spread cream on the whole cake layer by layer, like this. Press down just a little, gently. Place the last cake layer on top. Flip it over so that this side is smooth, just like that, and press it down. So this is what I do. I'll decorate the cake tomorrow. You really need to press it down gently and evenly so the delicate layers stick together well and form a cohesive structure. And I left literally just a small spoonful of cream, since I'll be doing all the intricate decorating tomorrow, just to spread a thin, even layer on top of the cake layer for now. Look, I really just left a spoonful. Just to spread it over. Cover it with plastic wrap and put it in the fridge until tomorrow, so the cake can set and soak through. You need to wait about 4 to 6 hours. If you made it in the morning, by evening you can already decorate and serve the cake. So I cover the top with plastic wrap so it doesn't absorb any odors from the fridge. And I put it away. Now look, my cake ring is 10 centimeters high, and the cake fits perfectly to the height of the ring. There are 5 layers, so it turns out to be just right for one batch. Yes, mine is 17 centimeters in diameter, and with the cream it turns out just a little bit bigger. So if you want a really big cake, then make a double batch. But even so, it's still quite a decent size. In the morning we remove the ring. So look, you don't need to take the cake out in advance. You can take it out right before serving. We carefully remove the parchment that was wrapped around the outer sides. Now take the cup of cream that we set aside specifically for decorating. I just took it out of the fridge and will whip it right away so that the cream turns out as thick as possible. First, we whip 1 portion of cream. When the whisk starts leaving tracks in the cream, that means it has started to whip. Add powdered sugar here, 1 or 2 tablespoons, I don't add more than that, and a cream stabilizer. If your cream will definitely be thick without a stabilizer, that's great. Go ahead and do it without. But if you're not sure and the cake needs to look nice because it's for a special occasion, then it's better to add it. Now, pipe these beautiful decorations onto the cake. You can use any piping tip you like. Place some beautiful raspberries on top. Actually, you don't even have to decorate it at all. You can just leave these white peaks, and that's it. But it looks really beautiful with the raspberries. All right, let's cut the cake and I'll show you now. I don't wait for it to warm up. I just serve it like this right away. Look how beautiful and velvety it is inside. It looks really beautiful with raspberries. You know, this Milger cake with raspberries is really delicious. For some reason, it's just a little different with strawberries. But raspberries are perfect in both color and taste. Look how beautiful it is. See how delicate the cake layers are here. They're just like fluff, so velvety and soft. It's a very beautiful cake. It's a very delicate cake. Simply exquisite. The cake layers are tender and sweet, but the cream is more neutral. I intentionally put less sugar in the cream so that everything would be balanced. The raspberries add a slight tartness and it really balances the cake. It's very tasty. Look, the cake isn't big, just 1 centimeter in diameter, but it's filling and delicious. If you want a really big cake, just double the recipe. Like this video, subscribe to my channel and make this delicious cake. Bye!